Hello freelancers! Today I'm going to cover a quick hack you can do in just a few minutes that's going to 10 times your freelance writing income this year. And it's something that will especially help you out if you're not sure what to charge people or you just feel a little not confident in your rates. Without further ado, that quick hack is adding a what's your budget line item to your contact form.
Oh my god, imagine!
This is something you can do on any website provider, WordPress, Squarespace, whatever else you're using, as long as you have a contact form of some kind. So I've seen other freelancers have this on their contact form for a long time, asking clients, your name, company, what kind of project they want to have, and then at the end, what's your budget? And I always thought, oh, that's saucy asking that, right? How can you just ask someone what their budget is when they don't know how much you charge? Perhaps for me, I do put my pricing, like a starting at pricing, on my website so people have kind of an idea. But I always felt like I'm the one who needs to quote. They shouldn't be telling me what their budget is. But I have changed my mind on this because it has been the single, probably biggest factor to a lot of my success in the last year or two since I've been doing this. I don't know about you, but I used to really undervalue myself as a freelancer and as a freelance writer and find quoting clients really hard. I think it's hard for everyone.
That's what she said.
But just knowing what to charge and just feeling hesitant to quote a price too high, you don't want to lose the business, but at the same time, you need to be making a living, and especially in these times. So I found before, when I was just basing my pricing based off, what's in my head up here, what I thought I should charge, which, spoiler alert, was not enough, it resulted in me underquoting and really leaving a lot of money on the table and not even knowing it. Because of course, if someone quotes you a price a lot lower than you thought it was going to cost, you're going to be like, yeah. And I started to realize I was doing this because I was winning every quote that I sent people. Maybe losing one or two here or there. I guess it's a bit of an ego thing too, because you're like, oh, I'm winning every call I do, every sales call. I must be so good at sales. Actually, you're not charging enough. I learned that the hard way, and I probably left a lot of money on the table that I could have been earning a lot sooner. What really helped me get over that was, one, a bit of like, put on the big girl pants and start quoting people what you're worth. That's the hard truth. It's part of it. The second part was adding the what's your budget on the contact form. And for two main reasons. One, it allows you to get kind of a ballpark figure about where they're expecting you to be. That makes it pretty easy to put a quote together that's not going to shock them or totally put them off, right? And two, it gave me more confidence in the process and confidence in my own rates. I used to make the form field not required, like it was optional, and so people would just not fill it in. Now I make it required, which I have the luxury of doing because I have enough business month to month. I work with retainer clients, so I don't necessarily need to close a certain amount of deals every month. If you're new, you're obviously looking for some more regular work, and so maybe you want to leave it optional too. It gives me such an insight into what the expected standard rates are out there. I get wildly different budget results coming in from clients for the same type of project. One might say my budget is $2,000 and another would say $4,000. An important thing to note here too is I'm not saying you should add this just so you can rip people off. Just because one customer says $4,000 instead of $2,000 doesn't mean you should just charge them $4,000. I'm making away with so much extra money. I don't think that's very good and honest in business, and that's just kind of icky.
Make good choices for once.
I mean it as a way to judge yourself, judge your rates on a scale about what kind of the industry is telling you. Not to say that you have to follow that. If someone's like, my budget's $20, you're not going to be like, oh, well, I guess that's what people will pay. Use some of your own research and knowledge and confidence in making your rates too. But it does give you an idea of the range and scale that's expected out there. And for me, I was surprised to find that people were expecting me to charge a lot more than I was. And so that was something that just instantly boosted my income without me having to do anything other than just look at the numbers and believe it. And that's so powerful for my business. It really transformed it last year. At the end of the day, when you're quoting, you always need to be quoting based on the project, the scope, and all that. But having these budget numbers can really help in determining, am I on the right track? Am I pricing myself accordingly in the industry, and kind of where your pricing should fit in. And even to this day, I have pretty set rates now for certain types of projects I work on, but it still gives me that confidence and that boost to be able to ask for the prices I know I'm worth. Perhaps all freelancers deal with this, but for me as a slightly anxious, neurotic person, I still sometimes need that little bit of a check-in, is this an okay price? Is this what the industry will bear? Is this what I'm worth?
Maybe I'm worth it.
And those kind of thoughts can really only come from your own mind. You don't need a contact form to tell you that, but I sometimes do. I find it helpful just to know okay, a new lead comes in and yeah, my pricing is not wildly out of touch with reality. This hack is also super effective for new freelance writers because while I still struggle with confidence in setting my rates today, even with like almost 10 years of experience, when you're new, it's like tenfold. I don't know about you, but when I was new, quoting someone was the scariest thing ever. I could jump on a call with someone, talk to them about content. I was super confident about my skills and determining what they needed and talking about their project. But when it came time to actually quote, I was so nervous and so scared that they would just think I'm ridiculous and charging too much. So by having that general idea before you even talk to someone of what their budget is, you can feel a little bit more confident in sending it over that you're both somewhat on the same page. So yeah, on my website, I have a contact form on my writing page, and I just added at the very bottom the last item here. So this is what everyone fills out, their name, email, website, the things they want to, oh, I need to update this. I offer different services now. I don't offer hire me for a day. Whoopsie. Anyway, this is the part I really care about that people answer because I want to know what they want from me, website copy, blog posts, etc. And here, the what's your budget? And you see here I made it required. Like I said previously, I didn't, and it was optional, but people wouldn't fill it out, which defeats the whole purpose. People just write in here a number, any number, 4,000, whatever, they send it and I get it by email, just like any other contact form. So I use Squarespace for my site. This is not sponsored. I happen to use them. So of course, it's easy to update the form whenever you need to. And I'm actually going to update it now because I realized, the services I need to update. So yeah, just go edit in here and click on the form. Click the little edit icon, edit form fields. And then you can just, so if you didn't have a budget one, you just go add a field. I just made it as a little text field, and you can call it whatever you want, label, what's your budget? And you can either tell me a number or not, and required, yes or no. So I would of course recommend putting yes, that it's required. So I'm gonna delete that because obviously I already have that on my form, but that's how you'd add it if you're using Squarespace. WordPress, I'm sure it's really similar. Any kind of form builder out there would be pretty similar to that. If you haven't already tried that, I definitely recommend adding that to your contact page. I hope that quick hack helped you out, and don't forget to subscribe, like this video, all those YouTube-y things that people always say. It apparently helps out. I don't know, I have like 3 videos, so who gives an F?
It's a YouTube thing!
But I would really love it if you subscribed because I'm going to be sharing more content, creator, freelance writing, online business, creative, entrepreneurship, all those topics. As someone who is a working freelance writer, I'm a print shop owner, an Etsy shop owner, e-commerce site owner, general creative, weird person. I really enjoy sharing what I've learned so far and learning from other people here on YouTube, so that's what I'm here to do too. If you have any questions about setting up this contact form thing or anything else that you want to know about being a freelance writer, please drop it below and I'll make a video on it. Like I said, I'm just getting started, so I would super appreciate any comments, subscribing, all that. Until next time.